Hello there. I'm here to tell you about the freedom of speech, the journalism profession that stems from it, and a couple subcategories of journalism. First of all, freedom of speech is the political right to communicate one's opinions and ideas to anyone who is willing to receive them. This freedom was officially granted in America by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Many different instances led up to the eventual passing of the First Amendment. One of these well-known occurrences is the John Peter Zenger case of 1733. Zenger was a German immigrant who printed a publication called the New York Weekly Journal. In one of its issues, the publication harshly accused the royal governor of corrupt actions. Despite the fact Zenger only printed and did not write the article, he was immediately hauled into jail. Zenger was then accused of libel, meaning at the time publishing information that directly opposed the government. At the beginning of the trial, the results appeared inevitable. Zenger would plead guilty to the crime he was accused of. When Andrew Hamilton stepped in to defend him, however, the prospects started to shift. Hamilton claimed that it is not the cause of one poor printer, but the cause of liberty. In other words, Hamilton is saying that Zenger shouldn't be thrown in jail just because he printed a newspaper, and even if he did write the opinionated article, punishment should not be necessary. Zenger eventually pleaded not guilty. The John Peter Zenger trial made everyone much more prone to speak and print their honest views. As feelings of nationalism and liberty grew in our nation, the need to have free speech addressed at the federal level increased as well. The formation of journalism, as exemplified by the previous example, dates back to before the implementation of the First Amendment. However, the popular journalistic techniques we use today did not come about until the Bill of Rights. Journalism, by definition, is a method of inquiry and literary style that aims to provide a service to the public by the analysis of news and other information. Here are a few different classifications of this umbrella term. Investigative journalism is a form of journalism in which reporters deeply investigate a single topic of interest, such as serious crimes, political corruption, or corporate wrongdoing. Most investigative journalism is conducted by newspapers, wire services, and freelance journalists. This form is also typically biased and about a controversial topic. A prime example of investigative journalism would be The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. This 1906 novel exposed shocking disregard for hygienic practices in the meatpacking industry of the early 1900s. It caused an uproar in the New York City slums also, and eventually facilitated the passing of the Food and Water Acts and the formation of the Food and Drug Administration. Yellow journalism, or the yellow press, is a type of journalism that presents little or no legitimate, well-researched news and instead uses eye-catching headlines to sell more newspapers. Today, the term yellow journalism is used to describe any journalism that treats news in an unprofessional or unethical fashion. The term originated during the late 19th century with the circulation battles between Joseph Pulitzer's New York World and William Randolph Hearst's New York Journal. They both strove to make their newspapers an interesting read, filling them with pictures, games, and contests. The two journalists battled it out to see who would acquire a higher profit. They would do whatever it took, even if that meant printing under-researched information and false headlines. Yellow journalism only grew after this instance, and is still widely used today. A great example of yellow journalism in modern society would be tabloids printing false rumors about celebrities. As you can see, freedom of speech is a right that has, throughout history and in modern society, influenced the way information is spread. Hopefully this video has opened your eyes to your basic freedoms and a few variations of journalism that have stemmed from these basic freedoms. Thanks for watching!
Created using Powtoon.